We've explored a bunch of tools like Lovable, Replit, things like that. So, with such a holistic applications in place, why do you think Claude built Artifacts?
Let's talk about the problem these tools are solving, right? So, but what Claude Artifacts is helping you do here is it's actually taking out all the additional work which you have to do.
I just need to track how I'm doing in terms of my fitness, my weight, my calories, things like that. We don't need a holistic app, rather we can build something simple on our own.
And one other thing which I want to also talk about is, right, so at least the LLM which is powering Lovable is Claude Code. Yeah, they have like a 5 eyes analysis app here. There's like a mood canvas, like maybe I'm thinking it'll tell you how your mood is based on.
They took like such a simple thing, because during meetings we do that, right? Like, hey, let's popcorn from one person to another when we are trying to like.
Claude has the lowest limits compared to all LLM models. Yeah, let's try this one-page PRD, and there's also a PRD to prototype, right? So we can use the PRD to generate the prototype from there.
So this, in general, when I think about it, right? If you need to generate this in ChatGPT, you will have to give each one of them at a time.
Even a PM, I see there are a lot of tasks a product manager does that can be automated here. So it still saves me a lot of time, because now previously what I had to do is like take all these newsletter items, put it into ChatGPT, give a prompt to customize it for LinkedIn, see how it's giving out, then again ask it to generate multiple versions, select it, and all of that.
If you guys want to automate one thing that you probably do on a daily basis, what do you think that would be?
Yeah, one of the things which probably I want to automate is maybe build some kind of an organizer.
I think at least one of the biggest time-consuming thing for me is, right, like sometimes you get pulled into some threads.
Every week I get a report from my support team telling that, hey, integration related tickets increased by.
If I'm able to capture, simplify that a bit, I can save a lot of time.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our podcast, Everything Product. In this podcast, we talk about different product management concepts, latest technologies, and we are here to teach you how to AI. Before we get started, this is funny. I'm a product manager at a startup.
This is Sid Saladi. I'm a product manager.
This is Srinath. I'm product manager based in Seattle.
Awesome. So for everyone who's watching this video, if you haven't subscribed to it, please do subscribe. We have seen that 88% of our watchers haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Before we get started, let me give a quick background. We have been doing a bunch of AI tools, and we have been exploring tools like Comet, ChatGPT agents, things like that. And we wanted to talk about how you can automate your life in general. And in this video, we want to talk about Claude Artifacts. So before we get started, right, Sidhu, let me start with the simple question, right? We've explored a bunch of tools like Lovable, Replit, things like that. And we can build proper like end-to-end applications, websites, SaaS applications, things like that. So with such a holistic applications in place, why do you think Claude built Artifacts?
Yeah. So before we get into that, Fanny, so let's talk about the problem these tools are solving, right? So what the biggest problem these tools are trying to solve is they're helping you easily build automations and tools around to make your life much easier, right? So previously we used to use, or we even now use a lot of apps on a day-to-day basis where we pay subscriptions for, which will help us make it easy to do our day-to-day things, right? So there are like a lot of different apps. You can take examples of these apps, and MyFitnessPal is one of the apps which I use to keep track of calories and like what to eat and all of that stuff. So prior to this, right, we were exploring Lovable before, and what Lovable enabled was to, instead of you paying subscriptions to all these micro apps, you can actually go and create an app for yourself. But Lovable still, is some work, because even though you're just prompting and getting the app ready, you still have to hook it up to a backend, and then you have to get a domain, and then create a website, publish that, maintain it, right? If there is any security issues, you have to still maintaining and all of that stuff. But still, that's helping you automate certain things. But what Claude Artifacts is helping you do here is it's actually taking out all the additional work which you have to do, setting up your backend, connecting a domain and all of that. You just go into Claude Artifacts, give it your idea, it'll start building an app for you. Then you have to either tweak it a little bit to get to a point where it's actually perfectly working for you. Once that is done, you can actually publish that app and keep using that again and again. So putting this in context to certain things which you do on a day-to-day basis, right? We tried to build a micro SaaS app for scheduling for a podcast using Lovable before. You could actually do the same here. But
Mhm.
previously we had to do a lot of things to build that app, but here you're just giving the prompt and everything is taken care of by Claude. Then just the MyFitnessPal example, right? You could actually ask it to say, okay, I want to track my calories every day. I'll give you what I'm eating. Give me like the number of calorie deficit or more that I'm eating every day. Or you could do that math for the complete week and give me, what I should do, what's the plan for the next week. So I think that's where Claude Artifacts helps people accelerate, certain things in their day-to-day life. And one other thing which I want to also talk about is, right, so at least the LLM which is powering Lovable is Claude Code. And Claude actually is like, okay, when a lot of people are using, a lot of businesses are using Claude Code to build apps on top of, build 100 million, MRR businesses on top of it. Let me directly release it to the consumers and make money from it. So that, I think that's the idea of from Claude.
I mean, in a nutshell, right? Basically, ourselves are paying a lot of subscriptions, not just for like AI tools, right? In general, our daily life. A bunch of them might be as simple enough as a scheduling or like tracking fitness, things like that, which doesn't need like a whole new app. And we might be doing, even though they have like 100 other features, we might be using like basic ones. Like I just need to track how I'm doing in terms of my fitness, my weight, my calories, things like that. We don't need a holistic app. Rather, we can build something simple on our own. Don't have to continually pay to someone else.
Yeah.
Can you share your screen and show to people like what is Artifacts? Some of the simple examples that they have already, and then we can jump to like the app that you built, and maybe we can try building something too.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. So let me share my screen.
This looks a good use case for any organizer for a week.
Yeah, any organizer, small business, or even a PM. I see there are a lot of tasks a product manager does that can be automated here. So let's go through these apps, and you'll actually see what you'll get a feel of what these apps are. So when you go into Claude, and there's a separate section called Artifacts. When you click on that, there are a bunch of apps which Claude actually shows you, which are can help you, give you inspiration to build your own apps. And when you go into these apps, right, so they have like a platform or game. They also have like a QR code generator. They have like an email writing assistant which can help you. They have like an origin stories so app. Yeah, they have like a 5 eyes analysis app here. There's like a mood canvas, like maybe I'm thinking it'll tell you how your mood is based on what you write, I guess. And there's also like a project dashboard generator, a piano, a word, a cloud maker. So I have known before, there were applications that used to charge for word clouds before.
Yep.
So yeah,
Even like they have like bunch of like fun games as well. You can just play when you're free
you
instead
have
of
like
playing to someone else. Yeah,
you have like a CSV data visualizer. There's
I
also
should totally try that out.
PRD to prototype. So just to PRD to prototype, I think I've seen also a PRD writer somewhere here.
Nice.
Raw note taker to transform into actual notes. I think these are all really good
Haha.
use cases which
See
you
the
can.
team popcorn? It's so funny. They took like such a simple thing because during meetings we do that, right? Like, hey, let's popcorn from one person to another when we are trying to like tell certain things. Nice.
And so where is the one page of PRD maker? So yeah, let's go in. Maybe I think we should explore some of these which are interesting to us. But let's go to the example and see what I built. So I think before I go there, I wanted to tell you certain things, right? Like what is the problem it's actually trying to solve for me. So I have a newsletter. You all know that. But the biggest problem or time consuming piece for me is like the newsletter is like a deep dive, right? So I can't paste the whole newsletter onto LinkedIn or Instagram and Substack and all the different channels which I have. So what I have to do is I have to take that newsletter out and customize that into different formats so that it is appetizable for users in those different platforms, right? So and previously it used to take me a lot of time doing this. And eventually what I did was I ended up chopping off all the social channels which was not much productive or not getting much views, and I was only focusing on maybe LinkedIn or Substack and certain things. But what this app actually enabled me is, once I go in and actually paste my whole newsletter, it'll give me a bunch of posts for each social media channel, and I can actually go in and select whichever I want, or at least close to what I want to post, and then I can actually iterate on it and then go in and post it. I wish it could also have scheduled it and done the posting for me, but you know, Claude Artifacts has its own limitation. So let me show you the app which I have. Very simple app, right? So I said this is like the product channel content repurposing tool. I can actually go in and paste my newsletter here. And then I also have like template manager. So these are templates which I generated using ChatGPT. I put all my LinkedIn posts onto ChatGPT and said, okay, this is Sid Saladi, make sure you preserve the way which I write posts, and also create a template for that, so that I can give it to LLM to customize my newsletters into LinkedIn. So that's where I said LinkedIn. I said, okay, I created a template for LinkedIn comprehensive, LinkedIn individual, Twitter thread, Twitter tweets, Substack full, Substack and Instagram. And each of these are again editable. I can add new templates which if I want. So I wanted to make it more reusable than it just spitting out the same template every time, right? So I
Can
can
you
keep
showcase?
changing things.
Can you showcase one of them, Sidhu? Let's go with Twitter tweet, because I know the character limitation, right? So I'm guessing you would have created a prompt accordingly.
So it'll basically say hook, insights, framework, conclusion, and what's your take. Then you can actually go for an LinkedIn post. Yeah. So it'll again give you different things which you can, then different things.
It's basically not like a prompt or anything. It basically reformats the structure that you want.
So again, there is more nuance to it. So this is the structure which I want, but there is also another component which the tool has, which is like my voice and the way which I write posts, which is applied to all these templates
That makes
across.
sense.
But I keep tweeting these templates based on how people are reacting to my posts. Yeah. So what I'll do is, like, let me go in and select one of my posts. I'll just do a control A copy here. Then I go here and then I paste everything. So this is like a very long post, so it might take time. So
It also
While it
consider
generates,
images and all.
no, Srinath. So hope it does, because Claude doesn't have the image generation capability. It doesn't generate images for now.
this newsletter, if I understand it, Sidhu, it's more of like you're creating um, a huge list of AI specific things that anyone can follow or utilize, basically.
That's right. Yeah. And so all of these different social medias are more like, okay, a way to bring awareness to your Substack, right? Essentially, these are all leading back to your Substack. So what you want to do is, you don't want to give out everything, but you want to give out as much so that the user is interested and gets back to your newsletter. So
Makes
that's
sense.
the whole purpose of this repurposing tool. Again, one other thing, right? So I can actually go and publish it. So when I publish it, I'll actually get a link which I can use multiple times when I want to repurpose things. And you can see I've been chatting with it to say, like, fix this, add this, right, optimize this, and all of that. And there's a bunch of conversations which I was asking it to do. And I also asked it to actually link to a Notion API and store some of these posts and all of that, which it was not able to do. Obviously, it has its limitation, but it still saves me a lot of time, because now, previously what I had to do is, like, take all these newsletter items, put it into ChatGPT, give a prompt to customize it for LinkedIn, see how it's giving out, then again ask it to generate multiple versions, select it, and all of that. So this is like a bunch of time, a lot of time for me, which it's actually saving. Cool. So as it's generating, I think we can go in and try out these artifacts. Which one do you guys want to try?
I want to try something fun, right? So scroll down. What is that AI platformer game? Can you scroll up? Yeah, this one.
This one, let's see.
Okay, that's fine. We can try this. So it's a 3D office simulator environment. Okay.
So it's okay. Meet the founders.
Press
Do
A
a
to interact, space to dance. Press space.
So you are actually an employee here. You can actually go in and maybe dance here. I don't know if somebody they're also dancing. Like a small game, right? I would love to
Makes sense.
build a snake app using this artifact, which we used to play when we were kids. Okay, let's go back and try another app here. So I want maybe should we try the origin stories?
Another interesting thing, right? QR code generator is one. Like, I feel like every time I want to generate something, there is some free tools, I guess, which I don't know if I would trust. But every time I need to generate something, there's like paid apps there. So basically, this solves that problem of not having to pay specific thing every time you want to generate a QR.
There's no payment involved. I said no. I thought there will be some. How would Claude make money out of?
Yeah, so again, right, like Claude is very notorious with their limits. I think Claude has the lowest limits compared to all LLM models. So
Yeah,
for me to build this app, even though I just did like 7 iterations, I had to build it over 3 days because after every 2 or 3 prompts, it says, okay, you're out of limit, try after 5 hours. So Claude also has like 5 hour limits. So you have to try, try it out every 5 hours.
good.
So again, I think it's more experimental. If you want to use it more, maybe you need to take that pro plan of $200 per month or so, I guess. So should we try? Okay.
Let's try that. Yeah, one pager PRD maker.
Yeah, let's try this one page PRD, and there's also a PRD to prototype, right? So we can use the PRD to generate the prototype from there. Okay.
Yes.
So I think this is the app here, and you also there's like a fun feature where you can customize it. Like someone has created an app, and you can send it to your friend, and they can customize it for their sites. Right? And I think I've I was talking to one person. What their friends group were doing is they built a finance dashboard to manage their finances, and everybody is customizing it for their own purposes and so on and so forth. So yeah, we can try that too. But okay, let's see what we want to build here.
Let's go back to the same thought that you're talking about, right? Where let's say you want to track your macros on a daily basis.
Who's the target user? Target user.
Someone who is in their mid-20s, want to be active.
Maybe just a serious age, 25 to 30.
Mid-20s or late early 30s.
Sure.
But has no time, right? Okay. What are the key features and how you measure success?
Some recommendations.
Okay.
Do you want to go back and check if your response?
Yeah, it's ready. So as it's writing the PID for us, so let's see what it did. So it actually created. So as I said, based on the templates, it'll create a post. So this is a post which is created. It said, just discovered something that's costing product teams 100,000 plus annually. Most PMs spend 40% of their time analyzing feedback, yet 73% of the insights never make it to product decisions. Meanwhile, teams using AI-powered synthesis are shipping 5x faster. So it actually gives the synthesis like a sneak peek into the newsletter and gives some details. And I think one other thing which you want to always do when you're using AI tools is always double check if it's actually generating the right content or hallucinating. So I think you have to do your due diligence. Then again, it created 6 different individual posts for me to pick from. Right, I can pick the one which I like the most. So, and each of them are again different types. Right, it's not the same repurposing the content, but one post is like a key insight. Another post is like a framework deep dive. The other is like a personal workflow, which I think most of the stuff it should have made up because I didn't give a personal workflow in my newsletter. So which I wouldn't actually use for posting now. An actionable takeaway. Yeah. So behind the scenes. So it's actually doing a good job of not generating content which is not there. Then again,
So all these different suggestions are coming based on how you templatize it. Sidhu? Like, how does it know?
template, my voice, and all of that, and the content which I give.
So
So
he
then,
basically built the product, right? So when he built the product, he gave his old samples. Like, let's say this is the newsletter. These are the type of posts that I create in LinkedIn, etc. And it learned based on that. And now he has templates, and he's basically telling, okay, use my kind of style of writing, and then create these formats.
my kind of style will also always be preserved, but I don't need to customize that. But what I'm customizing here is the template, or like what comes first, what comes second, and all that. So then Twitter, right? Twitter, it's giving me different threads which I can post. Like I can go in and also copy. It'll actually directly copy that content and I can post it there. Then there are individual tweets also which I can post, which are like hot take and questions too. So this is more. I also told it, right. So it's always not just knowledge sharing. You could also add an actionable, or give a hot take about the post, or ask other PMs a question. It's like, what percentage of your customer feedback actually influences product decisions, and so on. Then it gave me
Nice.
all of that, and it's
Interactive
also,
kind of course.
yeah, quotable moments. It's giving some quotes, and there's also Substack notes here. Then it gives me different highlights here, right? For just Substack. And then again there is Instagram content, multiple content. So, and so there is also carousel, right? So I can actually put this into a carousel tool which will generate Instagram carousel posts for me with zero work. So yeah, again, right, all of this is like gives me so much options to pick from. Even though I'm just posting 2 or 3 posts, it's giving me so much to select from.
Makes sense. So this, in general, when I think about it, right? If you need to generate this in ChatGPT, you will have to give each one of them at a time. It will give you something. You'll go back and forth, things like that. Now you automated this in your life by creating your own product, which generates all of these templates based on your liking. And now you have all these variations and exact templates that you can reuse for your posts. Nice. Love it.
Yeah, the good thing is that templates, it's able to understand all the context and all, give all like all at once. Then, as I said, funny, like every time we have to give this, probably we have to explain how we want it to be and all that stuff using individual prompts.
And the biggest problem with solving is, that previously when I used to do it all of this manually, copy pasting this into ChatGPT, even me adding one extra word would have changed the complete output differently, right? So I think
Yes.
I want to make sure I put a system together that doesn't change much and that captures my voice. So yeah.
Makes sense.
Right. So
Awesome.
let's go back to this tool. So okay, it's actually generating a PRD for you. So it does a TLDR, goals, business goals, user goals, non-goals, user stories, and functional stuff. Yeah, I think pretty basic, but it does the job.
Yep.
Should we just go back and try the prototype tool?
PRD to prototype, you mean?
Yeah. And where is the PRD?
Sure.
Oh, you can't
It's
actually
good,
pay.
Sidhu. Like, we got the idea, I guess. Like,
Yeah, we
you
got that.
give a PID and it can create some kind of a UI.
Yeah.
Actually, before we close the video, right, let me ask you one question. Knowing this, and as product managers, if you guys want to automate one thing that you probably do on a daily basis, what do you think that would be? You can stop sharing your screen, Sidhu.
Yeah. Srinath, you want to go first?
Yeah, one of the things which probably I want to automate is maybe build some kind of an organizer for the week, because I know that few things like probably I need to think about some weekly business reviews and all, right? Probably I need to generate some summary from a weekly business report every week so I can send it out, right? I know that that's going to happen. If I'm able to capture, simplify that a bit, I can save a lot of time in my first draft. So I feel like that is one use case which I could think of. And any other like standard emails probably that I may have to send every Monday. That is something probably I would leverage this.
Yeah, for me, right? So a lot of times, I think at least one of the biggest time-consuming thing for me is right. Like sometimes you get pulled into some threads, which 5 6 people are chatting, and the thread has been going on for a week, right? So you're then actually pulled in to say like, okay, Sid, what do you want to do here, or can you help us here? The biggest problem is there's like a lot of emotions where people go through while putting these information in. So which is actually like you can't get to the root cause of what they're trying to do there. So if I'm able to actually build something which can analyze me and say, okay, this is what the root cause people are trying to solve here, and this is the different opinions people are weighing in with, and this is where they need your help with. So that will actually help me get through the whole thread in like maybe 5 to 10 minutes rather than wasting 45 to 50 minutes going through everybody's emotions, what they want, why are they frustrated, what's the history behind it, all of that.
This is a very interesting use case. I think probably for any Sev 1 or Sev 2 like issues, right? Like people are there and hours on the call or hours and hours on the chatting about some, right? Like people who probably are not actively following. It's so tough to resolve. Like recently, I was hearing from one of my engineer that um, he was there on a call to resolve close to 7 hours continuous all night to resolve a 7-1 issue. So which was so tough because by the time I saw in the morning, there were close to 1,200 messages in the team chat. And to be honest, it's so hard to even see what's going on.
For me, I mean, I was thinking about data, right? So this is also another example that you were talking, I think, in your newsletter today, I guess. So I want to, so every week I get a report saying, hey, I mean, I work on integrations, right? So every week I get a report from my support team telling that, hey, integration related tickets increased by like 5%, decreased by 6% this week, etc. And I don't have a synthesis of what exactly that is. And I'll have to spend time going through that. And this is all there either in Zendesk or to a certain extent in our like Jira tickets kind of thing. If I can give that dump to say, hey, this is the lid of tickets and this is the brief description, give me a synthesis of exactly what happened. And that could enable me to take actions rather than spending a lot of time in like finding out what happened, spending hours and exactly deep diving on specific issue that happened that week. Rather, I'll get that detailed summary of what exactly happened this week.
Exactly, funny. So I think even when I was thinking about writing this newsletter, right, about feedback synthesis, I think I had a real time example, a real time scenario like this right before. So when I was working for Best Buy, whenever I used to at least go in and search for problems, pain points, and then to that'll help me write better PRDs and features of for the products which I work on. Most of the time, it was like 20 to 30% of my time was looking at large sets of data which would come through multiple different sources, like tickets or user interviews, surveys, and all of that stuff. But as a PM, you don't have time to go through every bit of it, but you actually do like a spot check on like 20 or 30% of the data which you have, then see, okay, this is the maybe I think this is the feature which we should work more on because this is the impact that actually could bring to the product. But now AI, you can go through each and every feedback, right? So that's what you can actually go through all the tickets that were created in the last 3 years, all the comments which people gave, all the app store which reviews which people gave, all the conversations which you had with the users, not you, not even you, others in the team had with the user. And then that could actually give you like, okay, how many times this pain point repeated, how frustrated is the user, all of those details, right? So I think now you have the ability to do a complete comprehensive feedback synthesis rather than just doing the 20% or 30% of the feedback.
Yeah, that's an
Awesome, guys.
interesting point.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great video, great conversation. So for everyone who watched the video throughout this time. So don't forget to subscribe to us. We continue to make a bunch of videos on AI tools, and we're about to make another video deep diving on how you as a product manager can use AI to deep dive into your data, synthesize it, and finally take actions. So see you in the next one. Take care.
And also don't forget to comment what you would like to automate using Claude Artifacts.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank